Construction access road. I thought that was one of the stipulations that we put on there, that does stay. One of the 19 stipulations from the Planning Commission meeting. If I remember correctly.
That was a recommendation of the Planning Commission. They've come back with their responses that they're going to build it temporarily and they're going to consider to make it permanent based upon, I assume, what the financial viability of that is. It's not a requirement of our ordinance to provide that secondary access. I think that whether they keep it or not, I mean, that's really a point of discussion with you guys. What how you want to handle it.
It becomes for them, it might be a maintenance item, and even if it could be eliminated, just the ground maintenance would be easier down there.
Yes.
So it has to be something they decide. They're doing a full standard road, whether they come in through past the post office or the property that the township's looking at. It's going to be a full road township spec, so it's not going to be an alley, it's not going to be a single lane, it's not going to have any jogs in it. So their access is suitable. That's why we want to leave it up to them to decide if they want to keep that.
If we can move forward with the plans that were presented last month at our meeting with having an access road come across the other direction we were talking about, then it might not be needed later on down the road, but that would be contingent on whether we can get that through like we'd like to.
Yeah, on a fire department standpoint, I'd like to have 2 accesses to that school. That's my concern.
Anybody else? Cost perspective, Dan, any guesstimate just off the top of your head what the cost would be to keep that as a secondary?
Which road? The one you're speaking of? Or?
The construction, just as a gravel gated second.
They're going to build it gravel. The question is how
Yeah, they would have
to
to 7 feet to fill in or something. So. With the clearing, and it is in a wooded area, 7 feet of fill and the gravel. I'm guessing we're talking probably around 175 to 200,000.
You agree, he said 175 to 200,000?
build.
I'm sorry, 175 to 200.
To build the temporary access.
To build the temporary access.
What Cindy is asking is how much would it cost to make it permanent?
Right.
Have you guys discussed that at all?
Because you're already going to build that.
No, we haven't discussed it. I mean, as a paved road,
Yeah.
just as an emergency, just leave it as.
Just a gate and whatever, yeah. So it's really, it could be as simple as just the cost of a gate, or if you...
Well, they're already going to gate it, correct? You're already going to
Yes.
gate it, so you wouldn't even have, it seems to me it wouldn't cost that much more to leave that in as is, as a secondary emergency access.
No, correct. It's going to be less to tear it down than it is to build it.
Right, so why, if that's, it seems like that's something important to our fire departments and us, would you not do it?
I think I need to have Matt address that.
I'm just asking.
The overall concern from the facility standpoint is the maintenance of it, making sure that if it remains as a gravel road, that there's always gravel there for the case of an emergency, making sure that it's secure and gated, and the mowing, everything down to the mowing of the grass. It was never intended to be permanent, so this whole thought process of making it permanent really needs some more discussion internally.
Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Yeah, that,
What need your name for the record?
Eric Savali. The statement of K through 4, through K4, 230 students, that's the makeup of Muse, correct?
The current, yes.
Correct, but we are also adding Cecil, right, another 200, plus we're adding First Street, another 200. So we're going from 600 to an 800 student building, correct? Now we may be under restrictions that the state only allows us to add on or to build a certain percentage of what we have currently. But on that note, I just wondered if Mr. Gallagher or GAI had taken into consideration how will this be built out, or how could this be added on to? It looks like a little person there with the legs sticking out, but that versus a straight long building that can be added to, adding straight out and down, has there been consideration on adding on to this, which we may be outgrowing? There's a new plan, was at the last planning commission meeting, that was 300 houses for McCollum Road.
Right, I can answer that. Not being an educator myself, it's my understanding that the school district's philosophy is an 800 student building for the K-4 age group is as big as we want to go. Anything larger is just too big for that age group of a population. Our capital improvement plan moving forward addresses other elementary school buildings, in the future in the plan to increase their size to accommodate growth district-wide. The philosophy of the district is to not make this site any larger than 800 students moving forward.
Okay, but we're at 6 now, right? So maybe our ordinance that says that we only need 202 parking spaces might be outdated. I mean, that's just something to consider. My children went through Hills, and anything's fair games on children's presentations or their events, and parking on the street and parking across the street. And so we're only allowing 202 spaces for 600, let's say 600 parents. Oh wait, maybe the father has to come in another car from work, So
being the guy in charge of transportation and facilities at the district, that's definitely a painful topic for me, parking at the other schools during events. That's why we took our architect firm to task to provide us a significant amount of parking at this site.
So 600 to 800 students, we're giving ourselves 200 student growth. And is there an answer to how that can be expanded, that building? Will you fill in that playground area and make close in the wings like they did in high school, or?
Yeah, it's our intention to never expand this building more than, to hold a capacity of more than 800 students.
Okay.
It's the educational philosophy of the school district to never have an elementary school larger than 800
And
students.
Mr. Speck, just for a little clarification, there's more than 202 parking spots, there's 388.
Correct, but our ordinance is 202.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, for
What is it,
this
3 what?
building. Right, but they can't change our ordinance. If there's 388 parking spots, once this is completed. Although I don't think you did answer the question, or maybe you did. So it will be, prior to this school opening, there will be all parking spaces will be done, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else?
One more thing was the playground area that was illustrated to us and wasn't shared with you guys is in that front parking lot. Would you share that, sir?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
But my thoughts were maybe a different configuration of a building would allow for, we're just trapped to limited space there.
Well, essentially, we have proposed a gated, this upper front parking lot. We're establishing a sliding gate here, a sliding gate here, and a sliding gate here, so that this could be cordoned off for the recess and the ability to have hard surfaces for the children to play on. The same at the rear, we're going to have a gate right at this location by the loading dock, and a gate down at this location to allow for this rear parking lot closest to the building to also serve as a recreational area. That's what you're alluding to?
It was, yes.
But you're also having stop service play area at that back of that Y, correct?
That's an option.
That is an alternate bid, depending on how the costs come in.
So technically, right now, there's
No playground.
playground except for the parking lot?
Well, no, there's the rubber and the south rubber and turf areas right here. This is a play area that will be.
That's in the basement.
That is in the basement.
Yeah, that's what I asked. Yeah, so there will be one stop service
there's
play
also-
area.
Correct.
The field in the back is, the large field in the back is an alternate bid at this moment. The large
One
green.
off the back parking lot.
Yeah, it's back here.
Okay.
It's just a grassy flat land.
And one more, Tom, that was brought up at the planning commission meeting was, I forget, I think the number was given, 1,400 loads of dirt or so would have to be coming out. Someone had suggested the old road that used to go out the back end there, that may be an alternative route to use for construction or for an alternative access to the school.
I think that's the area that they are looking at right now in the township. Is that correct, Dan?
No, there was another one that went down to Burnside that was discussed. I think that's what.
And I walked that hill, and if that was a road, I'm telling you, it was very steep.
But John, I was going to ask this question. The site that you guys are trying to achieve a balanced site, I assume.
That's correct. I did expand some of the slope areas and lifted up the play area in the back. And I have the opportunity of lifting up the rear parking lot to balance the site. I think I'm pretty close right now.
So you won't be hauling any material off of the site?
With the fact that we have some material that may not be usable, there's still maybe some material that goes off site, some of the carbonaceous.
Carbonaceous material, understood.
And that's a question mark.
Sure.
As far as this point.
Go ahead.
Okay, now I have two questions. I had one, but sorry, I'm Julie Sereni. I just want to confirm that there is a playground going on that SOX?
Yes.
Okay, there will be playground equipment.
The dark spot
Yes.
in between in the Y there is, it's a rubberized play surface with state-of-the-art commercial grade play equipment.
Okay. My second question is just a clarification, Mr. Casciola. You said that they are making improvements to all of School Street, or School Street will remain as it is?
The plan that they came up with to satisfy the township originally is building School Street to township specs. It should be full 2 lanes wide. And they basically accomplished that. They're ready to go with that, but we've asked them to hold up on that area and give us a little bit of time to investigate an alternate route.
Okay.
So we graciously agreed.
Currently, is School Street considered up to township specifications?
No.
Okay, just check. Thank you.
Anybody else? Great. We have, I think they've given us everything we've asked for. We have a motion. Did you have one written here?
Yeah, I will. I make a motion that we grant a modification to the reduction in the amount of loading area spaces from 4 vehicle spaces to 2 vehicle spaces.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
I second it.
Been moved and second. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries.
I make a motion that we grant a modification to the perimeter parking lot buffer along the eastern parking lot due to the presence of the existing natural buffer.
I'll second the motion. Seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. The motion carries.
I make a motion to approve the Muse Elementary School site plan number 2015-12 contingent upon the following: addressing all remaining comments in Gateway Engineers letter dated July 23rd, 2015, written permission from the property owners and/or other forms of documentation satisfactory to the township solicitor being obtained for the replacement of the 24-inch pipe with a 36-inch pipe through 3 off-site properties. And number 3, access to the site must be improved to the township standards through improvements to School Street or cooperation with the township on an alternate access location.
One more.
And number 4, bonding existing Oak Street and School Street for the duration of the construction.
She makes that in the form of a motion. Is there a second?
I second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any nays?
I'm abstaining at this point.
You have to state your reason why you
I
abstain.
don't have enough information to make an informed vote.
That's good enough for us. All right, so the motion carries. Did you take vote, Carol? Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.